Sure, I'd say apathy.
Apathy?
And I don't just mean apathy about spiritual things. I mean apathy about a whole world. I mean apathy about hunger and apathy about poverty. I mean, out of everything in the Bible, and even particularly on holiness, all the prophets, if you read it, it's all about the poor. And God measures your holiness based on how you treat the poor. So it's an unpopular message. If you want to read more about it, read anything that Bono's written. I mean, he's just discovered it, is this idea that righteousness and justice are the foundation of his throne. So right living with God is connected with justice. It's connected with how equality is distributed in the world. And so this isn't something like even in terms of my own life and living in the downtown east side and stuff, I'm not living in the downtown east side to help the poor. I really am not. I'm living in the downtown east side because I need the poor to help me. I need them to help me discover God. I need that sense of self-righteousness in me just to be killed every day. Like I need the poor to understand what it means to even understand who God is and his heart. And I think we haven't discovered this at all. I think it's the chief sin. It's what Sodom and Gomorrah were killed for. If you read the Bible, the fire of God, the judgment of God comes on Sodom and Gomorrah because of their treatment of the poor and because of their great apathy and laziness. And I think apathy and laziness, I mean literally the sleepiness of our culture. I think it's probably we are in danger of the fires of hell because of our apathy more than anything else. Okay. Now once we're apathetic and we're asleep to the larger picture, then the enemy can just pick us off, right?
Right.
So I used a vision this weekend. The Lord gave me this. I walked through a spider web in a doorway I didn't see, and I got infected. I got bitten by this big spider, which the Lord told me was the fat spirit. And then I became sleepy, and then all these little tiny spiders came from everywhere and began to consume me. Now, normally these little spiders I could have just crushed if I was awake. I could have just, sexual immorality. I could just, someone comes to me with like a porn magazine and I'm awake spiritually. I'm going to be like, get that thing away from me. Like it's going to kill me. And I'll just crush it. I'll just stamp on it because I'm fully awake. But because I'm apathetic, because spiritually I'm sleepy, the little spider comes and takes a chunk out of me and I can't do anything about it. I can't get it off me. And I really think that a lot of those little spider issues, whether it's unity, whether it's true worship, whether it's pornography, sexual immorality, like just our poor standards, even when it comes to moral issues in our country, like abortion, for example, I just meet people, even in the War College all the time, that just don't even know where they stand on abortion and are just like, oh, well, it's a woman's right to choose. And they're just believing what the world tells them. It's all traced back, I think, to this fat spirit of apathy. And if we were infected by it, so we just say, oh, well, it's not my problem, because then if it becomes my problem, I've got to shift my whole life. If I actually believe this gospel, it's going to actually change the way I live forever. I think for me, apathy is probably the assault on a generation.